We are here with Legacy Builders US in the building. What's going on? Yeah, Kelly Marashidi in the building. Yeah, so we talking about, so the title is No Policy, No Partnership. So what the fuck does that mean though? Like, because they're gonna be like, what is this?
Well, peace, fellas. Yeah, so this whole concept and this whole idea of no policy, no partnership, when you go into business with someone, one of the things that we don't talk about is what happens to the business if one of the business partners happen to pass away or something happens to that, business partner, right? And the reason why this is important is because the ideas that you have to start a business, to run the business, the strategies, all of these things are great, but we don't strategize the substitute if someone is not there no more. Where is that money coming from if whoever is in that business, whoever is a part of that partnership passes away?
Right.
For example, let's say that you run a restaurant, right? You own the restaurant, so you actually have a manager who's running the restaurant. You have your chef, you have your cashier, so you have multiple employees that work at this business, right? But without the chef, it's hard for that business to thrive because people are coming there for the food. They might come there for the good service too, but they want to get some good food too, right? So let's say, God forbid, chef passes away after a year. The business was doing great. It was making over $250,000 plus per year. It was it had a good start, and then chef passes away.
Right.
Who's going to replace chef now, and making sure that food is tastes just as good and the consistency is still there, the quality, the value of that food is still there for that business. Now, the owner of the store is going to have to replace chef, and to make that happen. Now, can owner replace chef? Absolutely. But where is the owner going to get the money to replace chef? If that makes sense. Now, the value that chef brought, chef would be what we call a key person, and it's called key person insurance. So when a key person from a business passes away, the owner is going to get a policy on on chef, because chef is a valuable asset to that business.
Right.
So when chef passes away, now the owner of the business can now take that money, whether it's a $250,000, $500,000 worth of coverage, and now find a person to replace chef. I hope that makes sense. Right. So that's what a key person insurance is, and it's important because of the value that that person brings to the business.
Oh, that's crazy. So basically, so what you're saying is that with this insurance, you replace the person, you have the money to pay the person that you're replacing based on that.
Exactly. You have the money to now find another chef or find someone to replace that person.
Right.
Okay. Because you have to hire somebody else. And what if it dips into, the revenue? You don't want it to dip into the revenue. So you want it to be where that's coming from a different entity. And that different entity is the life insurance policy. Is the life insurance company.
That's dope. So how do you get that though? So what's the process of making that happen for someone who wants that type of so it's the owner of the business who gets the policy on the person working for them, or does
that's correct.
Okay, and so the person that works for them doesn't have to do anything. It's just
they don't have to do anything. So the life insurance policy, the insured would be the chef, and the beneficiary on that policy would be the owner of the store.
Got you.
You get what I'm saying? So when chef passes away, the owner is the beneficiary. He or she collects. They go ahead and replace what happened to chef. They could even go ahead and help with the funeral for chef's family if chef didn't have a policy outside of the job. If that makes sense, right? So it's a win-win for chef. It's a win for his family. It's a win for the owner. Everybody wins in that process.
So is there a clause that the owner can't kill the chef?
Well, yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
Because the nigga might be like, listen, I got a policy on your ass, nigga. You better.
And to be fair, before the life insurance company pays out to the owner, they're gonna always do an investigation.
Right.
It's quick, you know. But they're always gonna investigate before they pay out. It's never a situation where they're just gonna, you know, hand you money without a small investigation. You know, and that investigation may only take 24 to 48 hours.
Right.
You know, but they are gonna look into it. But yeah, but they look into it for those specific reasons.
Right. For real. Because you know,
the simplified version is pretty much for any employee or business partner. So for Miles and Mr. Locario, what happens is if Miles passed away, Mr. Locario gonna be like, how the hell I'm gonna replace Miles' income and what he did for the company? That's where Key Insurance comes in. So the production Miles produced, the revenue loss, you get to materialize that into money. So for example, that you guys is bringing in, $500,000-$600,000 a year, and you do the Key Insurance, and you both are on there, and you get a policy, and Miles' policy is for $300,000. You're getting $300,000 if something happened to Miles, so you got to replace the business and the production that he was going to do, which is the amount stated in the policy. You know what I mean? So it could be an employee, like Katie said, like a chef, or a business partner. So, AKA, if you're doing business with somebody, you best get insurance on them. You know what I mean? It's just like regular life. You know what I mean? Somebody important to you, if they lose their life, you want to get paid. That's downside. But
now, but so let me ask this though. So what if? So you get the policy, the person passed away. With the policy, do you have to replace them, or can you use the money for whatever you want to do? Like, let's say you say, we're gonna do something else with this. We're not gonna hire anybody else. We're just gonna or we're not gonna.
Yeah, check is yours. The check is yours. What you do with the check is yours.
I thought it was like a way you had to do this.
No. The check is yours. Whatever you do with the check is yours. That person, you pay for that policy, and it also comes with other benefits too as well. Just like regular life insurance, where if your business partner gets disabled, you know what I mean, something
or her own job,
exactly, they help replace the income. So it's not just only if you pass away; if something happens to the person. So it's just having life insurance. It's pretty much just having insurance on your business partner, long story short, or your employee.
That's what's up.
Yeah, just to take it a step further, it says corporations have a dead peasants policy on all of their employees.
They call it dead peasants?
Dead peasants policy?
Yeah, I didn't hear this one. Let me look this shit up.
Because I'm like, not even a real thing. They call it dead peasants.
Dead peasants policy.
I've never heard of that, but look that up. See, that
would be fucked up.
Oh yeah, it does says it says the dead peasants policies. I'm not gonna say that. It's a real thing. Yeah, for corporate-owned life insurance, a practice where a company takes out a life insurance policy on a broad base of its employees, including low-wage workers. The company is the beneficiary. Okay, so it's a different version of saying that. The practice is controversial because it allows corporations to profit from employees' death. Used to cover key employees and protect as long as key men.
Hold on, the conspiracy theory hat is on. So is that why a lot of these rappers be dying?
You know what's crazy, bro? Like, I kid you not. I would like literally as Ra was reading that. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah,
that's crazy. You said that, but no, there has to be some truth to that. 100%.
That's
there got to be.
Damn. You see, this is crazy. That's messed up. So in 66, he said YouTube has a policy on Mr. Locario Miles. So, this is the thing. Could that be true though? Because couldn't YouTube say these people on YouTube are like part of the ecosystem? This YouTuber died, so can we? You know what I'm saying?
Their revenue stream was this amount of money,
right? That's crazy.
No, the truth is they probably have those baselines where they say, okay, this level streamer is covered for this amount.
Correct. Like a tier system.
Yeah.
Yeah, because look at someone like a Mr. Beast, where he's probably making a shit ton of money for YouTube. I would assume that they would have some type of thing where, it's like if he dies or whatever, That's a lot of revenue that they're missing out on. That's helping them keep YouTube afloat. That's crazy.
And that's literally what it is. It's all about the value exchange,
right?
You know, there's also another way to word it too. It's called a buy-sell agreement, right? And it's pretty much the same thing, but instead of employer to employee, it's business partner to business partner. So now what happens is that, I'll use you two as an example. Mr. Locario, you'll take out a policy on Miles, and Miles, you'll take out a policy on Mr. Locario. So, Mr. Locario, you're the beneficiary on Miles's policy, and Miles, you're the beneficiary on Mr. Locario's policy. So, if either of you passed away, the other person would be the beneficiary and will be able to collect and keep your business going. If that makes sense, right? So they have that, but that's more for partnerships versus employer to employee. You know, but it's the same concept, but they just call it two different names.
That's crazy.
So essentially, since we got the Money Game show, if y'all want one of those particular policies for all of us, 4 of us on a panel, and if all 3 of you want to put me on as a beneficiary,
that's crazy. Oh man, that's funny.
And the crazy part is even as far as it's an easy setup too. The only major difference when filling it out from a individual, from a business perspective, is just what account it's coming out of for the most part.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? So like, it's still the same information, nothing really changes, but when it comes to the part where you're putting in your banking information, instead of it coming from your personal account, it's coming from your business account.
That's crazy.
And you guys gotta remember, at the end of the day, everything is insurable, meaning that a dancer's legs is insurable. You know what I mean? Athletes are insurable. NFL players, NBA players, the smart ones, is gonna get a good insurance policy. There's even insurance, even with the college, the NIL deals, meaning that if you're a college person, you get an NIL deal and something happens to you, you can't perform or you get crazy injured, you're getting about 30-40% of that money back, even though you didn't use it through insurance. So everything is always insurable. Anything that has value, you could pretty much get insurance for.
Right. Wow, that's interesting, man. It's interesting because the thing is that that's something that I think is important when it comes to business. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, because there's a lot of people who's doing business, right, where they're the face of the business or they're integral to the exact business, right? You know, like someone like Jeff Bezos, not necessarily, because he's like, everyone knows he created Amazon, but he's not like if he dies, Amazon is still gonna.
Oh yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? Like Bezos isn't like he doesn't need to be there for Amazon to go. But you have certain businesses where it's like you're the face of the business, or you have people who are integral to that business functioning, and if they die, it's like, oh shit, like that's like a key part of the entire business where it'll fall without this person. So it makes sense that there needs to be something in place if that happens. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And it's funny because I always thought about that idea of damn, because I don't like to speak these things. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want this shit to happen. I want all of us to live to 120. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't want to live to 120. Yeah, I'm listening.
Nigga, I'm trying to live to 200. Fuck that.
That's a fact. Wait, I'll put you on that. I'll put you on that.
Like, yo, I don't want everyone to die. But anyway, but it's like, that's important, because if you're doing consistent like things in a business, and if you're not there, that affects it a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of things going on. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is important for people to actually make that type of stuff happen. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like when you're in school back in the day, like when you're in grade school and then you had like a substitute teacher, right? You notice the class never acts the same versus the real teacher who's there. Right. You got the substitute, they acting bad, they do whatever the hell they want.
Right.
So the principal was like, damn, I can't wait for the real teacher to come back, because like the sub can't handle these kids.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The kids be running like Birdman when the substitute like, yeah, nigga, it's about to be fire today.
but there was still someone there to teach the kids. Even if the kids didn't act the same, there was someone still there.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So there always has to be some value replacement in all business aspects, or else that value will decrease. That business will be affected in a negative way, and it could go as far as the business, being non-existent at that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It could have a huge turnover.
And side note, I used to love when I was in school and they would bring in the TV with the VCR and you about to watch something. Yeah. Oh, that was the best. Like, I didn't care what it was. I'm like, we about to watch something and I have to fucking
do
work. I was like, that shit made my whole day. I was like, yes. I was like, yes. And especially when, depending on what time it was, I was like, wait a second. They bringing in the TV at fucking 2:00. Oh, it's going to go to the end of the fucking day.
Those are classics back in the day, for real. For real.
Oh, that was the shit. Oh, my goodness. I love that shit. That shit was the best. But, man.
The key thing, too, though, even to piggyback off of what you said, Mr. Licari, and earlier on what I read, is that best believe Bezos got policies on his employees. That's why, the dead presidents, whatever policy the dude said.
The dead peasants? He's a dead peasant.
That should have been a clickbait. That was dope.
That's why they couldn't change the name by now.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why that's crazy word. But it goes back to where we always talk about, though, like, at the end of the day, you do want to benefit from somebody's death. People always look at death like, oh, it's a negative thing. No, you want to benefit from somebody's death. You should be benefiting from somebody's death. In fact, we know Bezos is benefiting from his employees' death when it happens. He got these power. And granted, it's not necessarily, well, the amount of employees he got, he probably do get probably about 10 to 20 dead people per year. Imagine those policies like 50, 60, 70 grand a pop. And he's only paying like $400 a year for that policy because he has so many policies. He's literally benefiting and getting paid for people dying. And why we ain't doing the same?
That's
I'm not trying to kill nobody. I'm just saying. And
then as the employer too, if you have employees and you got policies on your employees, like if you got a group policy, the life insurance companies actually give you like a tax deferral, like they give you a tax break when it comes to these policies too. So it's benefits to being an employer and having a group policy on all your employees. So just keep that in mind too.
Nah, that's dope. That's real shit, man. Man, it's just like, yo, it's all these things to think about when you're running a business. You know what I'm saying? like, yo, it's like the world is perfectly balanced. Either you working for somebody, but you only get a certain amount of money because you're working for somebody, or you're working for yourself and you can get an exorbitant amount of money, but it's all this other shit you got to think about. It's just like, God damn, there ain't no peace nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
And to your point, like, I think one of the most riskiest things that you can do is solely just be independent. Like you still need some type of team because you can't do everything on your own. And if you try to do everything on your own and you pass away, then there's zero chance that your business goes on.
Right.
Because it's just you. So it's important to where you can start a business on your own, but you can't stay. Like, you can't stay by yourself. You have to get some team members. You have to get somebody to help you run that business, because if not, the business will fail at some point. There's no one who's like really thriving on their own. Even if you see somebody, like you said earlier, Mr. Locario, that's just the front man, the face of the business. But there's people behind the scenes that's still pushing and running that business. There's nobody who's actually really truly successful doing it on their own. So even if you start there, you can't think that you're going to finish there. And then when you do get more people into the business, the value that those people bring, make sure you protect those business partners, protect those employees by making sure that they all got policies.
That's crazy.
I
was just thinking, it's like what we're doing. We got to definitely teach some people, either in our families or some other people we know. Because, like, let's say when we all pass away, we have valuable information and valuable products or services that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause like, let's say, you know, in 100 years, we're all going to be gone. You understand what I'm saying? And so the thing is that the stuff that we have, we got to pass it on so that other people can use it to continue to, you know what I'm saying, make the money. Cause it's like, why the fuck not? You know what I'm saying? Right. That's crazy.
What? So do you guys? What about because what Lucario is talking about right now is like has more to do with like a trust, right? Do you guys sell those type of products too?
So with the policies we have, some of the carriers they do come with trust. They do come with trust. You know, we do wills too. We don't dive too much into trust directly, just because it's complicated. We can do it, but we don't dive too much into it. But the policies in terms of life insurance, we do have a lot of carriers that comes with the trust that does it. But the wills, we'll dabble in the wills. But to Mr. Lucario's point, I don't know what Mr. Lucario was talking about. Like, to your point, you talking about with family members and all that type of stuff. I'm working. You think through the family, everybody policies, I'm not slowly getting interconnected?
I mean, you got to have it because I'm telling you, this shit is crazy.
I think on a deeper level, like you were saying, like we still gotta educate because that money can go within that generation.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
no, because think about it. Like, let's just say, like, you know, like I have like, you know, books or something like that, right? So when I pass away, let's say my younger niece, cousin, nephew, because I don't have kids of my own, right? I say, look, when I pass away, this, you know, these are all my information. These are all the clips. Reuse these. Get people to the website. Keep paying for the website so that you can get money for the family. You see what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
You know what I mean? But it's like you gotta teach them how to do that because you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna know unless you teach them. So when you're gone, then they could teach somebody else. And so you see what I'm saying? As long as it can be used or whatever. You see what I mean?
And even like speaking of like wills and trusts, right? Because it's like certain instructions in the will that you want, you know, for your passing, and then there's certain clauses in the trust that the beneficiaries of the trust can't touch certain things until you give those instructions on when they can touch it. Right. So then even from a business perspective, you can't touch the money until you've already a year after I passed, because that lets me know that you took some time out to read the books,
right?
Get yourself educated, execute these, you know, ideas to more people, to bring in more revenue for the business at minimum a year, however you want to structure it, but at least leave some type of instructions prior to just actually giving them that money as soon as you pass.
Right.
Because you're on the ground, that's it. They're not caring.
They can that money off on a strip club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
You know, and I think, you know, as far as family members and passing things on, I think that's I think patience and understanding the marathon is one of the biggest things to teach family.
Right.
Because, you know, and I think, you know, what you guys do as far as, you know, teaching financial literacy in general, right? Because most people, like, for example, most people, you talk to them and you ask them, what would you do if you won the lottery? All of them is like, oh yeah, I would buy this and I would buy that, and I'd take $10 million and, you know, buy. And it's like, what if I told you that you could, you know, make $20,000 a month just by putting the money here?
Right, exactly. You never have to work again.
You never have to work again. And they'd be like, fuck that, I want my money.
Right.
I'm saying, like, even if we said, oh well, take the whole like Lucario Miles Cunningham empire and manage it and just take the money, they probably wouldn't want to.
Right.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? They probably be like, wait, all right, well, they got their computers, they got their cameras, man, just sell that shit and give me whatever it is worth.
Right.
You understand? So the mic, the mics that we got, the cameras, they sell all that shit, and then they keep $15,000 because that's what all the equipment was worth.
Right.
And then the intellectual property just sits on the shelf in the patent office.
Right.
For the rest of eternity.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And that's the sad part, because the average person is not thinking about that. They're not, what? Podcast, reuse the clips and bring traffic to the website. So that's why a lot of people, they have a trust, and they do some shit like they will hire a trust management company and shit, or and the trust management company probably could hire an internet business management company that could do all that shit for you, and then they send the money to the family if it's possible. That type of shit, where they'll manage it for you and do everything for you, so your family don't even have to learn how to use the internet or have to market your shit. It'll just get. But of course, the management and the trust company would take a percentage and then give your family whatever's left. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of things, because family not gonna really look at it like how you look at it.
Right. That's the part that sucks.
That's the part that sucks. You know what I'm saying? Because most family members, you'd be like, yo, would you like $10,000 right now in your hand, or can I pay you $1,500 a month for the next 10, for the rest of your fucking life, basically.
Right.
And the average person, they'll be like, oh, well, 1,500 sound cool, but that 10,000, I could do a lot with that. Like right now, though.
Right.
Like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Because they're like, well, my rent is like $3,000.
Right.
So that $50,000 is only half of my rent, but nigga, that's half of your rent.
Right. Exactly.
No,
for the next however many years, like, come on, bro. It's hard for them to really see it sometimes. You know what I mean?
Nah, to your point, Miles, it's one of those things where that's why life insurance and key insurance opens up these conversations. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, even right now we speak on a panel, our name is Legacy Builders, but who are you leaving this legacy for? Right now, Mr. Mario and Miles pass away, who's getting the tapes? You know what I mean? Who's going to get the company? Because to your point with trust and wills, you can leave it to that person, and now it's the estate of whoever you guys decide to leave it to. Now, if you guys don't have anybody in mind right now, you can put my name on the list. But
no, that's a fact.
But it might be that type of clause where I would have to do something like that, where I'd have to be like, well, Rashidi and Kaleem know, like they know, because I'll be honest, you two know the workings of my business more than a person in my family would.
Right, exactly.
So what I would do is I would put in the trust or in the will a stipulation that, well, y'all manage it and y'all take
this percentage and
then you send the rest to my family.
Right. Right.
So and don't even say nothing to them. Just send a check. Just disperse the check or direct deposit it into my sister's account or my mother's account or my nephew's account. You understand? So they just understand, well, I'm getting this amount of money from my uncle's trust or whatever the fuck. Yeah, but they don't understand that the money is coming from the management of, the podcast and the clips that we left on YouTube and all the content that we got and all that type of shit. Because real talk, like we got slogans and intellectual property that's registered in the patent office right now.
Right.
And that type of stuff needs to be put in a trust.
Right.
That's because real talk.
The brands that we have trademarked in the patent office need to be put in a trust. So my average family member who don't know what the fuck I ever did. I explain what I do to my family all the time, but they don't know. Right. I'm an identity coach. They're like, yeah, that's good. They don't fucking know what I really do. Like, they don't know about the inner working. They don't know I got to get on these podcasts. I got to, upload clips to Instagram, and I got to do all of this shit to market my business. And They don't know all of that. And they don't really care to know it because it's really not it's not their passion. It's not their interest. And that's understandable. But if I could leave something where they could still make a couple $1,000s a month in perpetuity, that's a beautiful fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. So But a lot of people don't, you know, it's really, you know, it's about preparation. It's about foresight and understanding the importance of intellectual property business. Cause business is crazy, bro. Like, you know, I was listening to this documentary this morning and they was talking about the JP Morgan concept of the monopoly. And how they call it vertical integration and a horizontal asset building and all this other shit. How basically when you own every part of your company, you increase efficiency and shit. And on top of that, it makes you the richest person in the world. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because if you look at Amazon, if there's a good product selling on Amazon, you know what they do? They copy the fucking product and put Amazon Basics logo on it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So not only do they sell the products, but they own the distribution warehouses, they own the boxes, they own the trucks. Mm-hmm. Who delivers your fucking package got an Amazon vest on.
Right.
They own the people that deliver, they own the logistics, they own everything. Mm-hmm. You understand? They have their own streaming. They own the fucking servers that have Prime Video and all the other music that you order on Amazon, the MP3s that you might buy. All that shit is on their shit.
That's great.
And so like we said, if Jeff Bezos dies today, Amazon is still going to be strong as fuck. Mm-hmm. Probably even stronger.
Right. That's a fact.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it's you know, no policy, no partnership. Shit, no policy, no nothing. Because you really gotta like think about it. Like because a lot of us don't realize the importance of what we do and how much value we bring to the world. You understand? And like you got a lot of freelance people that's doing shit and they think, oh, you know, it's whatever. But you put an idea out into the world and that can make money again and again and again. Look at fucking Mariah Carey. You know, Mariah Carey makes like $2.7 million every fucking Christmas.
Right, exactly.
That's crazy. What?
That's wild.
Just for that song, All I Want for Christmas.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
That one fucking song, All I Want for Christmas. She gets licensing deals every fucking year that equal anywhere to, you know, $2.5 to $3 million every year.
That's crazy.
And she sang that song one fucking time in her life. She recorded the song one time. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So again, it's like sometimes we don't even realize. We don't even realize what we got.
We don't need to make a hit.
What we got.
We need to make a hit single.
No, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, because this nigga know masculine identity and the truth is inside you. Mm-hmm. That's trademarked intellectual property.
Right.
Now, me and Lucario could turn to dust tomorrow. And then some nigga out there starts using the phrase masculine identity and however he uses it, he starts making billions of dollars. Imagine. Mm-hmm. I need for that trust company or for somebody that knows about this to holler at that company and be like, yo, you see that 10 billion that you just made using masculine identity and the truth is inside you? My family needs a cut of that in perpetuity. Mm-hmm. Every time you make money, my family makes money. Every time you make money, Lucario's family makes money.
Right.
Because these are literally our intellectual properties. But if we don't set up the policy for that to happen, these niggas could literally dance on our graves and make a whole bunch of money and nobody would ever really know.
Right.
Because the patent office is not going to look into it for you.
Right. It's real talk, and I know we got to end the show soon, but it's real talk that you brought that up because literally, like to your point, if someone is not involved or those policies not put in place for y'all or y'all don't have those people in line, family won't even know what to do even in that situation because they don't know if it's a knockoff, if it's another company, they don't know the details. So literally, I promise you, if that does happen, and to your point, you don't have nobody lined up, one of your fans will do that.
Yep. That's a fact.
Crazy as that is. As crazy as that is, like, and run with it, and
run with it, and take it to another level. And you know what it is too? They might even do it out of with good intention. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like they say to themselves, now the shit that Lucario and Miles used to talk about needs to be heard for generations to come. So I'm gonna take up the mantle. Mm-hmm. They start making mad bread off of this shit because they did it better than us, or society changed so it was more necessary or whatever, and they start making mad bread. But my nigga, my family needs a bit of that. My family needs a cut. You understand?
You from where? I know you from where?
I don't know you, man.
Go that way.
Let's answer the question real quick and we're gonna wrap it up. It says,
yeah,
I just got accepted into nursing school and I'm also an insurance agent on the side. When I graduate as a nurse, should I pursue the insurance agent business full time or make it part time? I'm 22. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, with that one, first, congratulations on nursing school. Yeah, you just want to finesse the game. Of course, you got to navigate those waters lightly because you're a nurse. But that's the ultimate connect right there. You got all the people right there to sell life insurance policies to be quite honest with you. So if you finesse that game the right legal way without conflict of interest, you ain't gonna be doing it part time. You're gonna have enough clientele base to be doing it full time, and it'll surpass your nursing job and make way more money than nursing will ever pay you. As crazy as that sounds.
Oh, I would say, just a real quick piggyback off that. I would say start part time, build up your market. Like Ross said, you're already in a good market. Build that up, and then eventually you can possibly go full time with the insurance business. But don't put the what they say. Don't put the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But definitely go part time first and build up your inventory, build up your fan base, build up your relationships with people, and that's going to help catapult your insurance business.
Nice. All right. So, anything else you want to say before we wrap this up? You have any events coming up or anything?
Not for the rest of the. Not for the rest of the year. No.
Okay. All right. So y'all chilling. All right. Cool. All right. Well, guys, go to legacybuildersus.com. Look, man, stop making New Year's resolutions and shit, man. Now is the time. We don't need to wait till January 1st. Now is the fucking time. Go to legacybuildersus.com. Get a consultation going. It ain't that much. You know what I'm saying? Plus what the stuff they're gonna teach you is gonna net profit you so much more than the cost of the consultation. You understand? So go to legacybuildersus.com, get with Rashidi, get with Kaleem. They got you with real estate, they got you with credit repair, they got you with budgeting, they got you with life insurance, whole life, IULs, investments, money market accounts, mutual funds, all that type of shit, guys. Annuities, all of that. So, and if you don't know if I'm saying words that you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, then you really need to schedule a consultation. All right? Yeah, man.
That's a fact. All right, people. So that's pretty much it, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll holler at y'all later. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. Yeah.